Welcome back to Home Cooking Hacks, where we teach you how to do great things in the kitchen without a lot of gizmos and gadgets. So today we're going to show you how to make a wonderful fruit smoothie without going through a lot of the, sugar-free sweeteners or even in my opinion, just some things that I'm just not quite sure that qualifies as smoothie necessarily. Of course, there's a lot of different smoothie recipes out there. You can find and mix and match. I spent about, I want to say I spent about a year and a half or so finally getting this one down to the point where I just don't want to change it a whole lot. I think I came up with a perfect smoothie. There is absolutely nothing in here that's artificial. And we're going to walk through what I do. So first, I always keep some bananas on hand. I use bananas as the base. Avocado is another decent base, except I just don't like avocados. And so I use banana as my base, always. And then what I'm going to do is just cut up my banana with a small paring knife. And what I'm going to do is just take note of the approximate amount of fruit in there, and then I'm going to add an equivalent amount of strawberry. So this is a strawberry banana. Now I've also done like a pina colada type smoothie, which is also pretty good. I frequently, depending on which berries are cheapest or easiest to find at the moment, I might use blueberries. I think I've tried raspberries before. Raspberries aren't quite as good in this. But they'll work. Pretty much any berry to complement the banana will generally work. So just start out with the banana, and then I add an approximate equivalent amount of strawberries. If they're typical store-bought medium-sized strawberries, that's usually between 6 or 7-ish. Obviously, if they're smaller, you want to use more of them. Bigger, use less of them. Your target is to have an approximate equal amount of banana versus strawberry, and I simply eyeball it, so I'm never going to get to the point where I measure the exact amount of fruit in here. If the only complication is if the thing doesn't blend well, just add more milk. Other than that, this will work pretty much every time. So that's the last strawberry in that container, so stop there. And that looks to be approximate correct amount. So then the next thing I'm going to add is I use raw milk for everything around here. So I'm going to use 2/3 cup raw milk. I used to do like half a cup and just a little over that, and it's like, well, that just didn't sound quite right. So I pretty much measure off about 2/3 cup now, which is a good amount. And again, milk is the thing where if it's not blending right, just add a little bit more milk. But you want to get to that point where it just blends just about perfect. That way, you have a smoothie that has the consistency of a milkshake. Now, after I add my milk, and I always want to add my milk first so these don't disappear down my spout here, I'm going to do 2 teaspoons of chia seeds. So chia seeds not only are a good source of omega-3s, which are handy because I don't eat nearly as much fish as I should, but they also are one of the gelatinous, one of your gelatinous items that you can eat that will actually help to exchange waste biles in the small intestine and whatnot. So here we're going to add some yogurt cubes. So I make yogurt and freeze them into ice cube trays because I don't like yogurt otherwise, but it is very good for you. So these are live culture yogurt cubes that I make at home from scratch. So I add 3 of those into my mix, and then I'm going to count off 8 ice cubes. Like I said, I've been doing this recipe for a long time. I got it down to an exact science. And of course I'm using, ice cubes of this size. Consequently, this is half of the ice cube tray. So I don't even count anymore. I just do half the ice cube tray and then cycle the ice cube trays. So that's all I have for my smoothie. So what I'm going to do is just blend this up until it's blended. Experience tells me you can still hear me all right if I run the blender. You can see in the little sub screen here that it is blending all right, so that's fine. Do not need to add more milk. So I just used one of these reusable cups. I use the ones with the wider mouth straw to allow you to get more smoothie out. And the downside is this will get you a little bit more than one of these. And so I'm going to fill this up and then bleed over a little bit here. And this is, I try and have a smoothie every single day. I only eat one meal a day, generally. And so what I do is, I want to have one of these. So I'm going to move the camera here so you can see what it looks like. So you can see in here that it's blending consistently. That loud is when the lid goes out. So once it's blending consistently, it is done. So we're going to go ahead and take that off there. Of course, I need to readjust the camera there. So now with this, we have a smoothie that is the perfect consistency of a milkshake every time. And there is nothing in here that is not a natural, real ingredient. You know, all this is one banana, an equivalent amount of strawberries, raw milk, homemade yogurt made from raw milk, and ice cubes made with purified water. So that is all that is in my smoothies. So, like I said, I have a smoothie with dinner pretty much every day. I've found lately that I make the smoothie before dinner, otherwise I'm still drinking smoothie when dinner's over. So, hopefully that is a handy recipe. Feel free to modify it, mix up your own fruits, try different things out, and see what you can come up with. So thanks for watching Home Cooking Hacks.